Believe it or not, there are legitimate side hustles that could be paying you way more than your typical day job. And since most of these side hustles are not bound to time, you could be making as much as $15,000 extra every month on top of your daily job income. Shocked already? Well, better keep watching to have your mind blown by the insane potential these side hustles have. So whether you want to go on that extravagant dream vacation you never had the money for, or just want to supplement your tight day job income, from the 6 side hustles we'll be discussing today, there surely has to be one that fits your goals. Anyways, let's not stretch this too much longer and jump right into the good stuff. Here are 6 side hustles that could be paying you well over $500 a day from the comfort of your home. Number 6, Revcom. Although not the highest paying side hustle on this list, Revcom still deserves a mention because of how easy it is to get started. In the most simple of words, Rev is an online site that pays freelancers to handle transcription, translation, and captioning work for clients. These people upload audio or video files onto Rev. From there, the files are assigned to freelancers to transcribe. Once complete, freelancers upload the work back to Rev and get paid for it. Yep, it's really that simple. To get started, all you need to do is go to rev.com/freelancers, sign up for an account that takes no more than a minute, and begin working. Rev will show you an average payout threshold for the time you dedicate to it, categorized as casually, occasionally, and seriously. Now, talking about the money you can realistically expect to make, anywhere between 30 cents to $3 per minute of audio translation, transcription, or captioning. This translates to $18 or $180 per hour, depending on the task length and deadline, which for a side hustle is quite a generous income to generate. However, do not expect to make hundreds of dollars a day when you're just getting started with Rev. Rev's algorithm itself is designed to open you up to more jobs and tasks the longer you're on the platform. But it's not a problem you can't overcome. Just stay consistent and dedicate as little as 2 or 3 hours a day working on this, and in no time, you will be a part of those Rev freelancers making as much as $500 a day. Number 5, real estate photography. Real estate photography, in simple words, connects potential home buyers to the aesthetics of a property. Although it might sound a little daunting to some, there's nothing complex about real estate photography at all. You do not need to be a professional photographer or have a bachelor's degree in arts to do this. The point of real estate photography is to make a property appeal to and interest a potential buyer, and nothing more. Thereby, it does not call for any fancy equipment or prior photography experience whatsoever. You should just be able to capture the best bits and pieces of a property in a way that catches the eye of a searching buyer or tenant. However, having some sort of understanding of camera equipment, angles, aesthetics, lighting, and editing before diving into this is a must. YouTube tutorials and a few photography courses should help you out with the basics. Leave the rest of the learning to experience that you will gain over time. To get started, begin by shooting a friend's or relative's home and try to make it look as good as possible. Whatever you capture, make sure to include it in your portfolio, which you'll be handing out to real estate agents or companies particularly looking for real estate photographers. This side hustle has crazy potential and can even turn into a full-time job if you dedicate your time and effort to working your way up. In most cases, the money you make usually depends on whether you're doing residential or commercial real estate photography. But on average, real estate photographers charge between $300 to $800 per shoot. So making as much as $9,000 to $24,000 a month isn't even unrealistic to expect from this side hustle. Number 4, sell website templates. No, don't worry, you do not have to be an expert in website design to get going with this. Instead, what you will be doing is selling pre-made Squarespace templates, since they are way more valuable than other templates and have a higher demand on a site like Etsy. So to get started, go over to squarespace.com and sign up for an account. You'll be given access to a huge array of templates to take a look at and see what's popular. Then head over to fiverr.com and search for freelancers that will design or redesign Squarespace templates. Typically, you can get a decent template created from anywhere from $15 to $50. Once your template is completed, go over to Etsy and list that template up for sale. When a buyer approaches you to purchase it, just make sure to click on the Duplicate Website button before transferring the ownership over to them. This way, your original template will remain with you to duplicate and sell again and again instead of making a new one every time. If you dedicate time to learning and really understanding this technique, selling Squarespace templates on Etsy could make you a huge sum of money. On average, a Squarespace template on Etsy usually goes for $150, which means that just selling 100 of them would make you an easy $15,000. So the sky is truly the limit here. Number 3, rent your car. Although it might sound odd, renting out your car is a great way to make consistent passive income while you sleep. Platforms like Turo and Getaround, which are arguably one of the most famous car rental platforms out there, can allow you to make as much as $40,000 per year doing this. To get started, just go over to getaround.com or simply download the Getaround app on your mobile phone and go through the short application process that asks you various questions about your car, like the model, value, and miles driven. However, be mindful of the fact that most platforms, including Getaround, won't allow you to rent out a car older than a model 2007. The same goes for Turo, which has a restriction for cars older than 25 years. Before you can get started, you will have to verify that the car is in proper shape, tuned, and drivable condition, since the companies don't want you blaming customers for your already damaged car. In terms of the money, how much you make with the service is totally dependent on the car's model, price value, and how often you're willing to rent it out. So if you're moderately renting out your car throughout the month, you can expect to make anywhere between a solid $500 to $1,000 every month with car rental apps like Getaround and Turo. Keep in mind, if you have a more higher-end car, you can make a lot more bank. Pretty sweet, isn't it? Number 2, sell books online. If you don't already know, Jeff Bezos originally started Amazon as an online bookstore. Books sell for dirt cheap on the street side and in thrift stores, which is why most people just seem to ignore their potential. But I'll make sure that you don't miss out on this insane opportunity. Now, most of you might be thinking that we'll go to a random bookstore, buy 50 books, come back home, place an ad on eBay, and hope that 10 of them sell for double the price, right? Well, no. Allow me to suggest a technique that will help cut out all of the guesswork for you. To start, download the Amazon Seller Central app on your mobile phone. Go over to your local bookstore or street book side vendor and scan the barcodes on the books to have an idea of what they're selling for on Amazon. Most of the books you find selling for 25 cents at a garage sale could be well going for over $40 on Amazon. So if you get a hold of books that have high demand on Amazon, making a profit anywhere between $3,000 to $10,000 every month using this technique is quite a realistic expectation. Another cool way to sell books is to go over to Fiverr or Upwork.com and find a ghostwriter. There are freelancers that have research skills and a great command for the English language that will completely write a book for you from beginning to end. Now, a good ghostwriter can run you anywhere between a few $100s to a few thousand, depending on the length of the book. But once it's done, and you'll have the rights to sell it over and over in the Amazon Kindle store or other online book platforms. Some book publishers are banking as much as $20,000 per month from the Amazon Kindle store. Number 1, drop shipping. If you haven't been living under a rock lately, drop shipping is a term you might have heard everywhere on the internet. So, what is drop shipping? As complex as it sounds, drop shipping is simply a form of business in which instead of holding an inventory or stock, the product is shipped directly from a wholesaler or manufacturer to the customer. Let's take mechanical keyboards here as an example. You've set up a spectacular website that compels online gamers to purchase mechanical keyboards from you. So when someone places an order and pays for it, you then purchase the keyboard from the manufacturer, have it shipped directly to the customer, and keep your profit. This way, you not only cut out the financial risk associated with holding inventory during periods of decreased sales, but also the overhead inventory management cost. This business mechanism is super fast, easy to set up just from the comfort of your own bedroom, and calls for very little upfront investment. In terms of money matters, dropshipping as a side hustle has unlimited potential, from paying you as little as $1,000 or as much as $50,000 in profit every month. But all of it depends on the type of product you sell, its demand, and how well you market it. Well, now that it's time to sign off, let me keep this short and simple. Everything in life is a two-way exchange. A teacher teaches, and they get paid, right? So why is it too hard for you to realize that I teach you new money-making techniques every week, and that you should at least hit the like button on this video in return, right? Also, if none of these side hustles jived with you and you're more of an introvert, be sure to check out this video here on 5 side hustles for introverts. And we'll see you in the next one soon.